So hey y'all, thanks for stopping in. We finally have Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid's response to the whole Harrison Butker ordeal. This one from the New York Post. Patrick Mahomes breaks silence on Harrison Butker's controversial commencement speech. You know, the one where he shared his Catholic views to a bunch of Catholics at a Catholic college. Yeah, that one. Anyways, Patrick Mahomes has defended the character of Harrison Butker after the Chiefs kicker came under fire for comments he made during a recent commencement speech. Butker spoke at Benedictine College in Kansas last week and was heavily criticized in promoting the idea of women devoting their lives to being mothers and homemakers, as opposed to trying to climb the corporate ladder. And let's check out what Mahomes had to say.
Patrick, Harrison's comments made at the commencement speech made a lot of waves. What was your reaction to just hearing what he said there?
Yeah, I mean, kind of like I was talking about with the Rashid thing. I think it's just I know Harrison. I've known him for 7 years, and I judge him by the character that he shows every single day, and that's a good person. That's someone who cares about the people around him, cares about his family, and wants to make a good impact in society. When you're in the locker room, there's a lot of people from a lot of different areas of life, and they have a lot of different views on everything, and we're not always going to agree, but and there's certain things that he said that I don't necessarily agree with, but I understand the person that he is, and he's trying to do whatever he can to lead people in the right direction. And that might not be the same values as I have, but at the same time, I'm going to judge him by the character that he shows every single day. And that's a great person, and we'll continue to move along and try to help build each other up to make ourselves better every single day. But at the end of the day, we're going to come together as a team, and I think that'll help out as well as eliminating those distractions outside the building as well.
Patrick, I have to ask, what did you
I think there's just certain values that you have that some people emphasize more than others, and there's just certain things that I didn't necessarily agree with. But at the same time, I'm not going to judge him by that. I judge him by the way he acts every single day, and I'm not going to get into the full details of the entire speech. But at the same time, I know what type of person he is, and I'm going to make sure that I look at that first, and then let the other stuff kind of handle itself.
With that speech coming, I mean, the time 100, that's aired,
Yep.
weeks before. But that speech coming the morning of, and then your speech about after.
Mhm.
Is there any type of thinking, just like, is it just a coincidence, or is it just like?
Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty bad timing, I guess you would say. But like you said, I shot that a couple weeks before. But I think what makes the locker room so cool is you're able to have those discussions and become better and make those decisions for yourself. And so even though there are very vast, I guess, differences as far as those speeches happen, you're able to talk to guys and you get knowledge. You make your own decisions at the end of the day. And I think that's what makes this country so great, is that you're able to get as much knowledge as you can, and then you make your own decisions. And it's it gets a little divisive sometimes when you get to social media and you get to outside the building. But in the building, you can have those healthy discussions and still be friends at the end of the day, even though you might not agree with exactly the same things.
So look, Mahomes had his back. He put out an interview a couple weeks ago saying that he doesn't talk to Butker much or something like that, and people try to make a whole lot of nonsense about it, saying, oh, well, Patrick Mahomes keeps his distance from Harrison Butker because Butker is so bad and all this, such a villain. But the reality of it is, quarterbacks don't talk to kickers. Kickers don't want to be bothered, frankly. They do their own job. They're kind of the black sheep of the team. It's nothing new. But people that don't watch sports wanted to tell you something different and try to narrate a story to a bunch of sports fans who knew better. But, there's still sheep that are interested. They're hearing this from the lefty perspective, and they're like, oh, yeah, that's right. So let's check out what Andy Reid had to say, and then I'm just going to wrap this one up.
With so many women just on staff here and in the building, his comments kind of touched on women in the workforce. I mean, what do you tell them if they come to you with a concern about players speaking ill of, women in general?
Yeah, that hasn't happened. I don't think he was speaking ill to women, but he has his opinions, and we all respect that. I let you guys in this room, and you have a lot of opinions that I don't like.
That was Andy Reid, and I love how he kind of gave a little sigh as soon as he heard the question coming in. Patrick Mahomes actually did the same thing. They both had to know the question was coming. It's inevitable, but you can just read it on their face. They're not even trying to hear this crap. They're there to play football. They're there to coach football. They're there to win another Super Bowl for the first time in NFL history, three-peat. That means winning 3 Super Bowl championships in a row. And Patrick Mahomes and Harrison Butker are both guys that they need in order to achieve this accomplishment. So, Andy Reid as well. And you got to love how Big Red goes ahead and gives a little dig to the reporters in there asking the question. That's kind of how you know where Andy Reid sits on the whole situation in his heart. And with that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and just check out. Hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.